guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roha, and if you're new here, you are very welcome. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because I do get questions a lot on why I left Concentrix and whether I was not happy there or what exactly happened, right? So for those of you who don't know, I actually resigned from Concentrix in January, but this is something that I've always known from my first week at Concentrix. So I don't want this video to be, full of, how do I put it? I don't want to just come on here and tell you guys things that are not a true reflection of how I feel or how I felt. I want to be as authentic as I can be and just tell you guys my actual raw experience at Concentrix. So, for me personally, I knew from the first week that I came to Concentrix that I was going to complete my 1-year contract and leave this company, because when I joined Concentrix during my first week, I already did not like my job. I honestly did not like my job. And I think it's because I wasn't really aware of the kind of project that I'm going to work for and the kind of content that I was going to analyze or moderate. So because of that, in my first week, I already started to sort of experience some emotional inconsistencies, and to be honest, I would even have bad dreams about about my work and the type of work that I do. So I did come to understand that that's probably the reason why Concentrix has a lot of counselors and counselors that you can talk to whenever you're experiencing stress or whatever issues from the type of work that you do, which I think is fair enough, because to be honest, a lot of it for me personally was kind of just cringe, and it was some of it was scary and some of it was weird, and I just didn't like it. So from week 1 that I stepped into this company, I already hated the kind of job I was doing. But because I didn't want to waste my time, and because I've left my family, I've left my loved ones, and I didn't just want to waste my time, come here for nothing and then leave. So I was like, it's okay. The fair thing to do is actually to complete my contract. And after my 1-year contract, I can finally call it quits. So that's exactly what I did. And to be fair, I'm the kind of person who is very my mind is very strategic, and I am a very visionary person. So I always envision something and I always plan towards something, and I do what I plan to do, unless not necessary. But if it's still in alignment with how I feel or what I want, then I definitely will go ahead and continue with my plan. So number 1, I knew from day 1 that I hated my job. And number 2, one of the reasons why I actually did leave Concentrix is because of the micromanagement. And to be honest, I actually read the reviews before I joined Concentrix. And while I was in Namibia, I was thinking, you know what? Employees like to complain. It's a norm and everything like that. And I also understand that every company has its own issues and every company has its own ups and downs. So I did actually read a lot of reviews on Concentrix online. I think I read them on, I don't remember what the website is called, but it's a very popular review website on companies. And what I can say is that sadly, most of the reviews that were mentioned by people were very much true. So I did experience a lot of what was mentioned, such as micromanagement, on very, very small things, even just going to the bathroom. And if you've actually worked for an actual company or organization, I don't think, keeping tabs on how long someone has been to the bathroom is it's insane, right? You could have a stomach ache for all we know. As long as, you're doing your job and you're doing most of what is expected from you, why would you, keeping a tab on how long someone has been in the toilet is it's crazy to me. But yeah, there is a lot of micromanagement when it comes to your job, when it comes to just whatever you do, right? And even things like using game rooms and stuff, they say it's part of the work-life balance, but even when you use the game rooms, it's kind of an issue as well. So Micromanagement issues was definitely an issue for me. These are just some of the reviews that I've read. The second thing I think that I've also read a lot on their reviews was about the management. The management has crazy KPIs and they don't even care about the employees. Concentrix majorly cares about only their clients. Doesn't matter how you guys are going to kill yourselves to achieve those KPIs. What they want is to deliver to the client, which, well, I think any ambitious organization obviously would want to meet the client's demands, but at the same time, I also think it's equally important to understand work from the employee's perspective because they are doing the job, so they obviously know it better than anyone else, right? We are on the job. But yeah, the management to me is insanely I don't know, I just don't think they're very considerate, neither are they supportive, which is also like reviews that I've also read before I went there, but I did not think, it's going to affect me or I'm going to see it. But working there, I did realize like the management only cares about the client, right? And then number 4, obviously, before I went to Concentrix, I felt like the salary was fair for someone who is, let's say, a fresh graduate or a beginner. And obviously, I was like, all right, I know a lot of people like in my family fought me for coming to Concentrix because they felt like the money wasn't enough and all that. And obviously, it's kind of also because maybe salaries in Namibia are slightly higher or higher than salaries in Malaysia. So for them, in my family, they were kind of like, why are you going for that job? But I explained to them that, okay, I'm usually going there for the experience, not the money. I know the money is not enough, but it's not actually my priority right now. I want to gain experience, and I felt like I was going to a job that was really going to teach me something. So yeah, I actually went to Concentrix only for the experience and not the money. So personally, seeing that the money was not actually meeting my own financial goals, it is also one of the reasons why I decided to leave. Now, for fresh graduates, I must be honest with you, the money is enough. If you are just starting out with your career, the money is enough. Don't let me or what I said convince you that Concentrix does not pay enough. Concentrix pays a fair wage to those that are just starting out, right? Right. So number 5, one of the reasons why I actually left Concentrix is also because I hated the fact that, or I hated the way the offices were set up. I just felt like this wasn't for me. And I can't really explain how it is because I don't want to give too much information on the company itself or how they do their arrangements. But it's definitely something I personally didn't like. And I just felt like I'm done with this. So, number 6 would be growth opportunities. I actually did feel like Concentrix actually has a lot of growth opportunities. And if you're that kind of person who likes to climb the career ladder, it's very, very easy for you to do so. So many people get promoted, like even in our department, people got promoted a lot. So if you're actually one of those people who are looking for a promotion, it is very likely that you might actually get a promotion. The only thing I did not find very good about the promotions was the fact that the amount that you actually get for being promoted is almost nothing. So a lot of people would actually opt to stay in their current role than to have a better role doing more work for just peanuts or for a peanut upgraded salary, right? So but if you just want to be let's say promoted for the sake of just having another title in the company, then definitely it's good for you because you can get a promotion very easily in a company like Concentrix because there are just so many opportunities. Now, let me also just add that these are my personal experiences. There are obviously also some other personal reasons that made me leave Concentrix, but these are generally the most important reasons as to why I left Concentrix and why I wasn't just like feeling the vibe there. There are so many other reasons that I don't want to obviously put out here on YouTube. And the reason is because obviously I was also an employee there, and I will obviously always be grateful for such an amazing opportunity. But even though like I felt, you know, there were these negative aspects, and also the fact that I felt like my job was very sort of um, monotonous and also repetitive. I wanted something that was more versatile, but I didn't have that. So I just felt like this is not for me, and I knew it from day one. However, let me not discourage you guys. I do feel like Concentrix is obviously a very huge organization, and it is a multinational. It has branches all over the world. They provide so many opportunities to people, and they also, one of the good things about Concentrix is that they do not care about your educational background. They don't care much about what you studied, because they train you for whatever it is that they need you to do, whether it's technical or whether it's whatever the case, they train you for it. And the good thing is that they've got so many clients, so there are so many options and so many job opportunities for people. And I like that. I like that they are constantly hiring and that they are constantly, providing opportunities. Even though I felt that their turnover at our branch was pretty high, but probably people have their own reasons for moving on, which is understandable. But to be honest and to be fair, Concentrix really provides opportunities to so many people, and they really do train you for what you need to do. So it's not something that you need to worry about that, oh, I studied this or I majored in this, how will I be able to do my job? They train you, and their training is so good. I never knew that I'll be able to do my job, because I just felt like, oh, this might be hard, it's so technical, it's so this. But they actually trained me to do everything, and it was just, like I said, it ended up even being boring for me. So yeah. So that is my experience at Concentrix. There were obviously some benefits. They have a canteen where they serve buffet every single day for lunch, depending on your shift. If you maybe work an afternoon shift or an evening shift, then you get to eat supper for free, which I think was nice. Although I personally never went to the canteen, I just didn't like the food. I'm a very picky eater, but it is a huge benefit to people in terms of even just saving money and costs on buying food. But they had buffets every day, and there was so much food, you guys. So yeah, so there are obviously ups and downs at every company, but I can say that I don't regret it, because when I came to Malaysia and when I joined Concentrix, I had my targets and I actually achieved my targets. So yeah, that was good for me, and it was good while it lasted. And I will definitely always be grateful for such an amazing opportunity. And may I also just give out a shout out to my team leader, who was Titi Lawyer. He was actually a very, you guys, he was a very supportive team leader. And I know that people have their maybe work character and they've got their outside character. However the case, I can only speak on Titi Lawyer's work character, and I can really say that he was such an amazing team leader. He was so supportive, and he is so hardworking. And I have to say that the only reason, or one of the main reasons why my job was so easy and why I actually enjoyed working at Concentrix, was because I had such a good team leader. So a big shout out to my team leader, one of the most hardworking people that I've ever met. And he is, I think, one of those people that you tend to ask yourself, like, do you even sleep? Because you're always there. No matter what time you text the lawyer, he is there to respond, advise you, and help you with whatever situation that has to do with work. So yeah, shout out to a very great team leader. And also, obviously, I have to say that I am thankful for the opportunity. And that is all from Life with Roha. That was my experience. And would I recommend anyone to work abroad? Absolutely. Because guys, you need to remember that working abroad is not just about going to work. It's also about meeting people, making connections, getting to travel to nearby countries. So take advantage of that, get a new experience, meet people, enjoy your life, be happy, work-life balance, you guys. So that's all for today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment where you're watching from, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.